Hey, it's Sean from Wizardline Technologies. I thought I would take a few minutes of your time to introduce you to the Wizardline Onboarding program. So this has been in testing for a very long time. I sent out an email recently saying that we'll be bringing it this year, and I've received a lot of feedback on that, and so I thought I'd show it off just a little bit. So this will be coming late Q1, early Q2, 2020, and I just checked some statistics on this, and this, like I said, has been in testing for a very long time, and these numbers shocked me. We have hired or processed paperwork on more than 12,000 team members in the U.S., and they have filled out more than 150,000 pieces of paperwork. So not necessarily packets, but I-9s, W-4s, employee handbooks, background checks, MVR checks, pretty much everything that runs the gamut. So this thing's been in the works for a while. It has been put through its paces. It works. It's still rough around the edges. We'll button it up together, but let's get on with it and kind of show you around. So I'm showing you the interface from the team members' perspective, how it feels to them when they go through it. So this is the basic fill out page, and it was important for me that the filling out of the paperwork is as organic as possible, meaning it's like you are filling out a piece of paper. So this is the interface. A nice tutorial pops up, takes you through some of the UI that you're going to be dealing with, but I'll go ahead and give that to you in this video. So across the top, there's a nice little toolbar. You can previous page, next page. You can pick a page by the drop down, save, print, download, does exactly what you think. This drop down kind of previews what you're going to be filling out. This is a very simple basic team member information, a W-4, Partners Foundation, and an I-9. That's what's in this particular packet. Next form, a little progress bar, a little button that allows you to refill, and another button that allows you to upload a file. So the interface is fairly straightforward. Anything that's in red is a requirement on a particular form, and anything that's in blue is not necessarily a requirement, but it could be depending upon what the form is. And so I'll show you an example of that in a second. So when you're done filling out a form, you simply click Next Form on the toolbar. So this is now going to bring us to the next form in this package, and it's the W-4. And another tutorial comes up that talks about page navigation. And so in addition to going to the right and to the left and picking what page you want to jump to, there's also this little preview page on the far right here that shows you also what you're going to be filling out. And it's a good graphical representation of what the page looks like. And anything that has this little red icon is a page where you have to sign. And so here you see all of the fields that we could fill out have been filled out, and we have to finish this form. So if we were to try to sign now, it's going to say one or more required fields are not filled out. Again, anything that's in red is a required field. So I'll go ahead and, okay, great. Everything looks great now. Everything in red is filled out. Let me try to sign again. Oh, I must select a section 1C on the first page. And 1C is single, married, filing jointly, or head of household. So as you can see, team members can't sign or complete a piece of paperwork until it's filled out correctly. And the logic for that is built right into the program. So now we can sign, finally. So there's a quick signature tutorial. You can sign with your mouse, which is what we're going to do here. You can sign if you're doing it on a touch screen, using a touch screen. You can use a tablet. If you have tablets in your stores, they can sign it right on the tablet. That works out very nice. And we also have a remote sign feature. And what that does is it allows you to use any device, a cell phone or a tablet, as a signing pad. And I'll throw up a video of that. I'll probably splice the video right here, and you can see how that works. But for the purposes of this demonstration, we're going to sign it using the mouse. So I go ahead and sign, and I sign the form. And now a few things have happened. Again, a tutorial explaining to you what happened. the form is now locked down. We can't edit it. It has been signed. Nothing can be changed now. You see the signature that we made is placed right on the form where it should be, and everything seems fine. But what if you do want to make changes? So if you want to make changes, the team member can click on their signature, and then they can either re-sign it if they didn't like the way it came out, or they can erase their signature. And erasing their signature reopens the form for editing, so that they can make changes as are needed as needed. But for now, let's go ahead and finish this form and move on to the next one. And so this is the Partners Foundation. Again, everything in red is filled out. However, a little pop-up, we have to pick something here in order. You must select a checkbox identifying whether or not you wish to participate in the program. So yes, I will participate, and I will donate $5, and let's go ahead and sign. And that's pretty much how the entire program works. We fill out as much as we can, and as the team member fills out more and more forms, we get to learn more and more information on them. For example, if they were to throw in a maiden name here, we would then have that field available for future forms. And the rest of it fills out everything that it can. And let's just complete the I-9. I did not use the prepared translator. It won't let me sign without that. So I-9 works a little different because there is both a team member signature and a manager signature. So once the team member signs it, this says, this page must be filled out by your manager. Please get your manager at this time. So if they're there, great. If they're not, then the employee can just close out, because as far as the employee is concerned, everything has been done to perfection. But what I wanted to point out is that even though the employee fields are locked down once the employee signs, the fields that still have to be filled out by the manager are not locked down until they have filled out those forms. And then once the manager has signed, MGR, now the entire form is locked down as you would expect. So another feature that we have on the fill out is the ability to upload files. And there's a button here, but wherever in the program it makes sense, we've also added these buttons. So it says a school ID card. All right, well, great. So let me click this, and this brings you to the upload tutorial. And I'm going to fill an I-9 list B. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to select a file. I'm going to upload a picture, if you will, of that school ID. So if you have a scanner in your store, you can do that. Or again, you can remote upload, and this is where cell phones come in handy. You simply scan this QR code or enter the code, take a picture on your phone, and upload it to the packet. So we've seen how the basics of filling out the paperwork from the employee standpoint works. But let's just take a quick second to look at kind of the admin features of the program, if you will. And so this is the basic team member paperwork and review section. So here's the packet that I just filled out. And it says 3 forms. They're all completed. However, none have been approved. So what the approval process looks like is it's just an extra step, another set of eyes. Your HR person, you or whoever you designate, can take a peek at each form, determine that it has been filled out correct, and then approve the form as is. And so what approving the form does is the team member can no longer edit an approved form. It becomes locked. So if we go to if the team member later goes to the W4 and tries to erase their signature, it will say this form has been approved by HR and cannot be altered. So there is that additional step of reviewing the forms and still making sure that all of the forms are filled out correctly, even though they should be. So of course, if you don't want to do that, you can right click and go ahead. All right, I'm just going to approve them all. I wouldn't recommend that. You should take a peek at them. If a packet did have some uploaded files, we would see those as well. So here we have the paperwork all reviewed and approved. We can toggle the complete status just one final time to show that it is complete. If at any point you want to find out the W-4, the I-9, or a piece of information on someone, you can use the grid to find the employee, grab the piece of information you need relatively easy. You can download an individual file. Here's the W-4 that we just filled out. If you want the entire packet, you can do that by downloading all of the forms. And so this downloads, in this case, the W-4, the Partners Foundation, and the I-9 all into a single PDF. But all of that is housed very nicely within the Wizards, and that is the basics of reviewing and checking out the paperwork. So I hope you enjoyed that quick preview of the onboarding product that that we will be bringing you shortly. Hopefully you can see how easy and friendly it is to use, and hopefully this will fit right into your organization and help you become more compliant with your new hire paperwork. This will be an add-on to the base Wizardline program. It'll come in at about roughly $5 per month, and hopefully you enjoyed this presentation.